Bill O'Reilly here, Monday, December 6, 2021. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update. Here's what's happening today in America. The White House Chief of Staff says the press is treating Joe Biden worse than Donald Trump. CNN whacks Chris Cuomo. The number of traditional families in America falling to historic lows. Did COVID kill the movie industry? Also ahead, Forrest Gump has some advice for Joe Biden. But first, President Biden's Chief of Staff, Ron Klain, promoting a Washington Post article claiming the press treats his boss worse than Donald Trump. The far-left author who wrote it used artificial intelligence to analyze media coverage, which may be a mistake. He asserts news outlets publish more negative stories about Mr. Biden than his predecessor. Accurate studies show 59% of broadcasts about Joe Biden are positive. 4 years ago, 90% of all stories about Donald Trump were negative. Sorry to disturb the Washington Post with facts. CNN axes Chris Cuomo, the host of the highest-rated program on the network's primetime lineup, which is a very weak primetime lineup. New documents reveal Cuomo was directly involved in mounting a public defense of his brother, Governor Andrew Cuomo, amid allegations of misconduct. Chris Cuomo failed to inform the audience of that. CNN says Chris Cuomo didn't tell them either. That is very hard to believe. The number of U.S. households with married parents raising children falling to record lows. New data from the Census Bureau confirms just 18% of American homes contain a so-called nuclear family. That's the fewest since 1959 and a 40% drop since 1970. The fastest growing family category, single parents with children. Americans hesitant to return to the movie theater, while people are visiting restaurants, gyms, and casinos in pre-pandemic numbers, folks are avoiding the cinema. Poll from Axios says half of the movie-going audience no longer watches in theaters. When asked what would bring viewers back to the movies, a majority say two things: better seats, cheaper popcorn. In a moment, Forrest Gump and Joe Biden. Right back. Attention-savvy investors looking for predictable monthly cash flow? How about a double-digit targeted bonus return? If you want the safety and security of a real estate investment, but without the hassles of being a landlord, you've probably heard about NRIA. NRIA is an industry-leading real estate development firm in its 15th year. They develop strategically located, lower-risk, high-demand neighborhoods that are based on supply-demand imbalance. They are a great fit for safety-oriented investors who want cash flow and diversification in carefully chosen real estate. So you can learn more about the NRIA Real Estate Development Fund at nria.net, or you can call 800-800-1414. That's easy, 800-800-1414.
An offer of securities is only made by the NRIA Private Placement Memorandum. Read it first. Past performance does not guarantee future results. NRIA is a real estate development firm. Learn more at nria.net.
Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. Remember the movie Forrest Gump starring Tom Hanks? The key line in the film was, "Stupid is as stupid does." Well, Mr. Gump might be a bit perplexed by the policies of the Biden administration. I hesitate to use the word stupid, but Forrest might not be. Name calling in general is tedious, boring, but sometimes the situation can only be described with a solid insult. Thus, stupid is in play. Watching President Biden is now almost a full-time job for me, but I don't want to mimic the media Trump haters who bash the 45th president nonstop. That was corrupt and hurt this country dramatically. With Joe Biden, I feel a mixture of sadness and anger. He is damaging America faster than any other president before him. Recent Trafalgar poll shows that we, the people, know that. Mr. Biden's job approval rating stands at 36%, a disaster by any measure. My sadness comes because Joe Biden is a diminished man. I believe he is not in control of the executive branch and is growing mentally weaker every day. Of course, I could be wrong, but the evidence is on my side. A few stark examples of President Biden's inexplicable decision-making. What did he think was going to happen when he opened the southern border during a vicious pandemic to anyone who asked for asylum? Did he not understand that millions of foreign nationals would show up here, some with COVID? Mr. Biden has never explained that decision. What did the president think would happen when he attacked the American gas and oil industry? Did he believe shutting pipelines and imposing regulations would lead to price stability in the energy markets? Now Americans are getting hammered financially, paying far more for gas and oil. He says it's just temporary. Maybe he's predicting a Trump reelection. How about Afghanistan? Did the commander-in-chief think by cutting and running that something positive would happen? U.S. weapons worth billions fell into the hands of the Taliban. More than 1,000 homicidal terrorists were set free from Bagram prison. One of them murdered 18 Americans just days later. President Biden told the world his Afghan strategy was excellent. Finally, crime. The progressive left controls Biden and its policies of no bail, far fewer prosecutions, and demonizing the police have directly led to the murders of thousands of Americans. You are not safe in New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, San Francisco, and many other big cities. The street violence is shocking. Has President Biden addressed that in any meaningful way? No, he has not. Forrest Gump nailed it with his mantra, stupid is as stupid does. For a moment, put aside the insulting word and just analyze Joe Biden's policies. What would you call them? I'm Bill O'Reilly. I approve the message by writing it. For more honest news analysis, please visit BillO'Reilly.com. In a moment, something you might not know. Fellow Americans, Bill O'Reilly here. I'm sure I'm not the only one who's noticed the state of our great nation has changed dramatically, and with it, the world's rock-solid confidence in the U.S. dollar. Thanks to our government's out-of-control spending, many believe we'll see dark days ahead for the dollar. That's why today millions of Americans are putting a portion of their savings in gold and silver. And with their sterling reputation, American Hartford Gold is the only company I am happy to put my name behind. All it takes to get started is a short phone call, and they'll have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your IRA. Plus, tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you, and they'll give you up to $1,500 of free silver on your first order. Call 877-444-GOLD-GOLD. 877-444-GOLD or text GOLD to 65532. That's 877-444-GOLD-GOLD or text GOLD to 65532. Now, the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. 48 years ago today, Gerald Ford became the first vice president in U.S. history to be installed under the 25th Amendment of the Constitution. His oath of office came as President Richard Nixon desperately tried to survive the spiraling Watergate scandal. Here is the story. Less than a year before Nixon's resignation, Vice President Spiro Agnew was the first VP to resign in disgrace. Agnew served as governor of Maryland in 1967. He was selected by Nixon as his running mate a few months later. The two were elected in 68, then re-elected in 72. By the following spring, the entire White House was embroiled in the Watergate fiasco. A U.S. attorney also uncovered a pay-to-play scheme involving lucrative construction contracts during Agnew's tenure as governor of Maryland. After months of proclaiming his innocence, Spiro Agnew resigned on October 10, 1973. He eventually pleaded no contest to federal income tax evasion, which means he admitted to being a crook. Under the process outlined by the 25th Amendment to the Constitution, President Nixon was instructed to fill the vacant office of the vice president by nominating a candidate who then had to be approved by both the Senate and the House. His choice, Michigan Congressman Gerald Ford. Popular among his colleagues, the Senate voted to confirm him 92-3. The House also voted to approve Ford 387-35. So he became the 40th vice president of the United States on this day in 1973. And here's something else you might not know. The vote to confirm Ford was seen by lawmakers as a unique opportunity to choose the next president. Members of both parties suspected Nixon would soon resign. They were right. Just weeks after being sworn in, the White House Chief of Staff called Ford with the following message, quote, "A new Watergate tape will be released Monday. Prepare for the presidency," which Ford did. However, 3 years later, he lost to Jimmy Carter. Now this. Thousands of animals are abandoned in the wilderness in America, and they need your help. I partnered up with Delta Rescue, the largest no-kill, care-for-life animal sanctuary in the world. Founded by actor Leo Grillo, Delta Animal Sanctuary is a one-of-a-kind rescue. Trained attendants look after each animal, providing them with food, treats, toys, and affection. Also, Delta Rescue has an on-site animal hospital that operates 365 days a year, and unlike others, Delta Rescue believes in giving animals a right to life. They allow all moms to have their litters, then care for the entire family for life. Delta Rescue relies solely on donations from people like us to help fulfill their mission. Support Delta Rescue and put your legacy to work. Delta's tax-saving estate planning. Grow your estate while letting your compassion for animals live on well into the future. Learn more at deltarescue.org/bill. deltarescue.org/bill. Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.